So I just got first place at a Gundam tournament with red, blue, ping. Now, full disclosure, it was not a new type challenge, but it was a secondary tournament because the new type challenge at my locals was very full. I'm talking they had a capacity of like 18 to 20 people, right, that could enter the new type challenge, but people that signed up went all the way up to 41 people. So all the people that showed up, hoping people dropped out so they could enter the tournament, with the number of people that showed up still, they decided to have a secondary tournament for us as well, which is why the first place prizing was 4 packs and the participation card you get from entering the new type challenge. So yeah, first place, 4 packs, this. Second place, 3 packs, the card, and then third place, 2 packs, and then the participation card. So yeah, it was just a $10 entry fee for the secondary tournament. And regardless, I went undefeated with red, blue, ping, which is a lot better result than the first time I brought this to another regular Gundam tournament, where I got last place.
Blame this on the misfortune of your birth.
So yeah, definitely after that tournament, made some changes and then practiced a little more on my own. And you know what? Kind of glad it paid off. So for anyone wondering what the first build of this deck looked like, I'll show it right here on screen. Definitely wanted to lean more into the whole ping side of the red, blue, ping, but ultimately made some changes for the build you're about to see right now. So I'm going to show you the cards first and then kind of quickly go over how you want to play it just a little bit. So for now, I'm just going to show you the cards. Oh, and by the way, yes, I use sleeves just for now for the video's sake. I took them off because of the glare. Yeah, starting off with the level 2s, it is going to be 4 Guntanks. Obviously, you got to have these in here. And then 4 GMs, 3 Zaku Mariners, and then just 1 Zee Zulu. And as for the level 3s, we have 2 Guncannon. And this is the first major change I did because I usually start off with like 4 Guncannons, then went to 3, and then ultimately I just brought it down all the way to 2. So 2 Guncannons, and then 4 ReZELs. Really good, especially if you get it very early on. This definitely helps break the EX base. So that's it for level 3s, but now moving on to the level 4s. And that will be 3 Ankshas, 2 baby Kshatriyas, and 4 Grandpa Gundams. And as for the level 5s, we are only running 4 of the boss Kshatriyas. And then for level 6, only 2 Unicorn Gundam O2 Banshee Destroy Mode. And that is it for units. So now moving on to the pilots. And for those of you that don't know, the only 2 pilots are going to be 4 Amuro and then 4 Marida Cruz. And as for commands, I only run 4 commands. The first one being only 1 Battle of Aces. And then 3 Show of Resolve. And then lastly, for the bases, 2 Corsica Base, and then 3 Vesalius. So there's the 50. Some definite changes from the first build where I was trying to have some cards that allow me to draw just a little bit more, or other cards that allow me to do a little more ping damage. And another thing I learned, especially with going online and all that and a few more practice, is something that I didn't really think was true until like the time came during the tournament, and it was you want to go first with this deck. I know that might sound weird, but it actually came in very handy, especially since if you do get 2 of these and you do go first, you obviously start off with 1 resource. Then when it goes to your second turn, you have 2, and you have any of these guys, you could put 2 of them down automatically. Or you could just put down this one as well. So for the 1 Zee Zulu, if you don't know, if it attacks a shield area or base, it gets +2. So definitely this is great if you want to crack open their EX base. And when paired with the pilot, or any of our 2 pilots, it does 6 damage, so it definitely can break any base out there. And speaking of putting down units very early on, do not, I repeat, do not put down gun tanks until your opponent has rested units. So even if you have 4 in hand, do not put them down. Trust me. You want to utilize the deploy, which is choose 1 rested unit, deal 1 damage to it. And even though it's a 1-2, it's not doing a lot of damage, which is why you don't want to put it down until you get the use out of the deploy. It's also really good just to have on board because let's say with any of these, whether these are linked up with the Vesalius, by the way, if you can get turn 3 Vesalius down and then you have one of these down, you can crack a base. Or if you have this down, you can crack a base as well by turn 3 or 4. It's really good, especially since at some point, if you can get these down and your opponent doesn't have a base, I love swinging at shields with these because it gives your opponent the option of, especially if they have blockers, okay, am I really going to put a blocker to stop a 1-2? Or am I really going to use Overflowing Affections again to stop a 1-2? So I love giving them that decision of, do I let it go through or do I stop it? And usually for their blockers, if they do block it, then they take 1 damage, usually. And with that 1 damage, then they're susceptible to either getting more Ankshas thrown down to throw 1 ping damage, or more Guntanks thrown down to put ping damage, or run a chance of running into our Battle of Aces. And even though we run 1, this actually comes up a lot. Like, I'm surprised how often I still run into a Battle of Aces during games. And even if it's in your shields and they pop it, the burst effect is still do 2 damage, which is still really good. And since we're on the topic of commands, 3 Show of Resolve, I used to run 4, but honestly, I kept running into it so much. I remember from the last tournament, my opponent jokingly said, what, are you going to use the Show of Resolve again? Because I just kept getting it in every hand. I don't know why. So running 3, it's okay. But as for a draw, I don't really like it. I hate that this is the only options we get, because it's either, I'm honestly forgetting the name of the card right now. This is the best draw card, honestly. And then you have Show of Resolve. And I just hate that it's a 4-3. If it was a 4-2, it'd be much better. Or you could keep it a 4-3, but if it had a burst effect of like draw 1, then this would just be so infinitely so much better. And while having that on topic, I added the Corsica Base from the last list. That's another change, because if we're already going to have like a cost 3, having this base is pretty cool, because not only does it get us a card from shields, it also puts down a unit, a 4-2 token. And if one's already in your trash area, then you put down 2 1-1 Leos. Now those are very easy to get rid of, but like I said, same theory with the Guntanks. If they don't get rid of them, really cool to swing at shields with them. Oh, and real quick, so I won first place in the secondary tournament, and for the new type challenge, first place was also red blue ping. Well, actually top 3 for the secondary tournament. We were all running blue red. So yeah, I definitely had doubts about blue red during my first tournament. But you know, after this one, it's definitely, after seeing all the success it's been getting, it's definitely revived my trust in the deck. Okay, but now moving on to the level 3s. So obviously, the ReZEL, amazing to crack the EX base by like turn 4. And if they have a Lifrith on, this is definitely just going to be a nice trade with the Lifrith. And I think it's a 2-4, so even if you get rid of the Lifrith or they block with it, you're still just going to be alive with 1 HP. And then the Guncannon, like I said, I initially started off with 4, went to 3, and now I'm at 2. I do like 2, especially when linked with Amuro. You have a chance of resting 2 units, because when this is paired, you get to rest an enemy unit with 2 or less HP. And with Amuro, obviously, when paired, you get to rest a unit with 5 or less HP. So you can rest 2 units on board with this, which is a really cool combo. The only downside being it is a 4-4, so you're not really getting rid of the big bases, but you can crack an EX base, which is nice. And then the 4-3, kind of the same theory with the Guntanks. You should wait to throw these down to use their deploy, which is also, when deployed, deal 1 damage to a rested enemy unit. But if you want to throw it early on, if you had like a really poor start at throwing units down and you haven't cracked an EX base yet, you can throw it down because the attack or the AP is 3. But again, if you should or could wait, hold off on this till you get that ping damage. And now for the one I'm still very iffy on in the whole deck, it's the 2 baby Kshatriyas. It's a 3-4, so even if they get down wing 0, you'll survive. And it can crack an EX base. It's just so odd. I don't know, like it's the best obviously when it's paired with Marida, but even then, I'd much rather pair Marida with the boss Kshatriya. But if you have to throw Marida down onto this, you could still crack just about any base, as long as it's a 5 HP. And when Marida's linked with it, you could still use Marida's throw 1 damage onto the same level or lower unit your opponent has as well. So you could do some ping damage right there, depending on your hands. And then a big change. I used to run 2 of these guys, but do not doubt the power of the Grandpa Gundam, because I just threw it all the way back to 5 or 4. And as you know, when paired during your turn, all units get +1 AP. So remember your early on guys, which are 2/3s or 2/2s. Now they become 3/2s. Or even your Zee Zulu, that's a 2/2, but gets +2, right, from attacking a shield. Well, now it's doing 5 damage, so you can crack a base, most bases with that as well, when paired with this. And I believe it's stack, so if you're able to pair 2 of these on board at the same time, I want to say they stack as well during your turn for your AP damage, which is still really nice. And again, when linked with Amuro, you get to attack automatically. It has repair too. You get Amuro's effect of resting a unit. I don't know, I just really love Gundam, the Grandpa Gundam, so run 4, trust me. And now for the units that link with Marida, obviously 4 boss Kshatriyas, because with linked with Marida, it now becomes a 7/5, which is really good, cracking any base, any shield, and only that, when paired with a Cyber new type or new type, so even with Amuro, if you pair it with any of the pilots in this deck, you're throwing 1 damage to 2, up to 2 enemy units, and they don't have to be rested. So pair this link or pair with like Guntanks, Ankshas, Show of Resolve, or even just trading with like a Guntank or something. You can do a lot of trades or just a lot of board wipes with this as well. I love it. Oh, and again, if paired with Marida, you can do that up to 2 damage, and then not only attack automatically, throw again another ping damage as well. Love this. I love when I can get Marida linked with this unit. And then another favorite, which I actually didn't run into a lot during the tournament, but I run 2 Unicorn Gundam, 2 Banshee mode, Destroy mode. So yeah, definitely only getting late game use out of this. But again, late game, if you could throw it down like at level 6 or 7, just for 4, throw it down, it survives a Wing 0, deploy, but definitely works best when linked with Marida. And if you have 12 or more cards in your trash, this attacks twice, because the attack is, or the effect I should say, during link on attack, choose 12 cards from your trash, return them to their owner's deck, and shuffle it. If you do, set this card as active. It gains first strike during this turn. So not only can this attack twice, it has first strike, which is amazing. So not only can you attack twice with first strike, blockers essentially become useless because of that first strike, or you can just take out one of their big units, not take damage. Plus, remember, when Marida's linked with a unit, it could throw ping damage, so you get to throw ping damage as well. This is just a really good card if you can get it going late game. And one way I really like to make use of the 12 damage, for example, if you have like 10 cards in your discard or your trash, or even 9, but you have cards on board and you haven't deployed it yet, just start throwing crashing out all over the board. So even if they have blockers, just have them attack shields or base, see if they block, do some trades, get up to that number 12, deploy this, and then you make use of the attack and everything on board, as long as you have Marida. So good. So yeah, there you have it. That is my 50. And if you guys run it a different way and you think your way is better, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always open to try different builds of this as well. But yeah, for now, love this build. I was very unconfident with the deck and even like dreading to try out or go to the tournament because I didn't know how it was going to perform, and it actually did way better than I thought. So we'll definitely be running this one more time, even though I kind of want to try out green-white as well, or even blue-white. But even then, who knows? I'll probably just stick with this until Iron Bloom comes out, which I am signed up for that release event. But yes, for right now, I've been waiting so long to finally open these packs that I got. Alright, so I switched on with my camera on because I probably will use this opening for like a TikTok/YouTube short as well. So I'm going to put on face cam just to make everything fit onto the screen. So real quick, let me film the introduction of that YouTube short/TikTok. Alright, so I just won a small Gundam tournament with Red Blue Ping and ended up getting these 4 packs and a promotional card. So let's open these up and see what I got. Alright, so starting off with the first pack. Let's see what I get. Okay, do my best to avoid looking at it. Okay, now we're just going to open it straight away. Okay, let's see here. Strike Gundam. Now I'll let you guys know if I get anything I need for some decks that I want to try out. Okay, there's the first one. I did need that. Now it's still good to have. Okay, Darblade. Ooh, another Battle of Aces. Don't hate it. And Sailor Mass. Don't hate that as well. But this is huge. And the Lifrith. But now moving on to pack number 2. If I can get these open. Okay, let's just remove the resource. Or token. Yeah, token. But now moving on. Anksha. I believe I only have 3, so 4 is good. Underground Desert Base. Goof. G-Fighter. Mid-Air Modification. Zee Zulu. Ooh, Char's Gelgu. This one's a nice pull. I only have actually the LR plus of this one. So the LR, really good to have as well. Especially since I want to have especially since I want to make a red-green deck. But now moving on to pack number 3. Alright, Pisces, Zaku 2, Gundam, Zaku Mariner. Okay, go through this a little bit faster. Bonjour Links. That's nice. Then Gundam Aerial. But actually, that's a good resource. I do want more of the Grandpa Gundams for the resources as well. And not only that, I've been seeing more play for the Gundam Ferric, so having another one, not too bad. So I want to say that one's been seeing a lot more play. But moving on to the last pack. Alright, and since it is the last pack, I'm going to go a little slower. Show of Resolve. Strategic Arms. Gundam Heavy Arms. Guncannon, nice. Ooh, that's a good one. Even though that's funny because I already have 4 in my playset, but having a 5th one, really nice. So actually, those 4 packs weren't bad at all, especially these 2. Or actually, should I sell this one? I mean, as you guys know, I already have 4. So should I get a little something for this? Let me know in the comments down below. And as for this, I do technically need, well, 2 more if I decide to use the LR Plus, but I don't think I'll use the LR Plus. Regardless, I do kind of want to try out a green-red kind of rush deck. And having this in there is pretty nice, but again, really good pull. Randomly, the resource, I do need more Grandpa Gundam resources, because I do want to run at least, like, maybe for this deck especially, 5 of these and then 5 of the Kshatriyas for my resources. That would be really cool. And as for the Gundam Lifrith, now I just need 1 more because these are very important blocker. This one, just a rare. That's nice. Sailor Mass, same thing. Really nice. I already have 2, but having 3, really cool. But Battle of Aces, this is nice. Especially since, as I was talking about with the Iron Bloom, it looks like people might be making something of like a red-purple deck that I've been seeing around. So yeah, utilizing damage and all that. So Battle of Aces, or even if your opponent's using purple and they're putting damage on themselves, having these in your deck could become very, very useful. Especially if you guys have seen the ability some of the purple has, which is suppression. So yeah, having some Battle of Aces in blue-red, who knows, maybe once that comes out, this will become a 3-of or something, depending on how many of those decks are around. But yeah, there you have it. That is my red, blue, ping deck. Pretty ordinary. I don't think anything too amazing or different running around, but again, this is how I love to play it right now. We'll try it out again, but also, again, if you have any other suggestions on how I should play it, or cards to add or anything, let me know in the comments down below. But yes, other than that, thank you all again so much for watching. It means a lot. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and see you next time.